continue. Ryan here, and the dominoes just continue to topple. I cannot seem to put into thought how many times I've tried to record a video and then immediately afterwards, news. Because I went and recorded and uploaded the Ross Chastain news to the 42. And I guess once that news was unveiled, Bubba Wallace then went and decided to announce where he's going for 2021. So we now know Bubba Wallace's landing spot, Texas Motor Speedway. Looks like they will end up getting the All-Star race as one of their 2 dates, opening up a slot for a points-paying race at Circuit of the Americas. But let's get right into it because there's a lot to talk about. I'll probably do a more in-depth video at some point about Circuit of the Americas, especially if they confirm that that's actually on the schedule. Because I believe the only thing we really know for sure on that is the Texas Motor Speedway taking over the All-Star race for next year. But yeah, so let's get into the stuff, though, about Bubba Wallace here and his journey now to Toyota and partnering up with Denny, Hamlin, and Michael Jordan. Those two have partnered up and made a team. Bubba Wallace will be driving for that team. We don't know the number. If I was to make a very wild guess, I'd probably say it would be the I would say it's going to be a lot of assets from a few different teams, but I think the biggest thing is I think the car number will probably end up being 23, which is a reference back to, I believe, Michael Jordan's number, if I'm not mistaken. Also, it's been a Toyota number in recent years with BK Racing, but it's not currently in use. I just don't really see any other number they would really go to right away because there isn't really any other numbers in kind of the Joe Gibbs pattern. I don't see them going and bringing 95. I hope that this doesn't put the 96 out. 78's in use with McLeod Motorsports. 77's in use with Spire. So, I mean, a lot of Gibbs cars and Gibbs affiliate cars numbers just aren't available. So I would guess 23 for the car number if I had to guess. But let's get into the real meat and potatoes about it, because the car number, all in all, it's just a number on a race car. But performance-wise and really long-term success-wise, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of debated this ever since the announcement that he was leaving Richard Petty Motorsports. And I struggle to find what Toyota has to gain from doing this rather than partnering with Richard Petty. Like, what about this deal makes it more enticing? I guess maybe Michael Jordan didn't want to sponsor or take over Richard Petty Motorsports, maybe, or something. I'm not really sure, but I mean, I'm sure they've got a reason for why they didn't. Maybe Richard Petty just didn't want to work with Toyota. But again, I've kind of said this in a few videos now. I don't think the talks have gotten as far as they did with Toyota, or at least as reportedly they had, and fallen apart if it was purely on the fact that Richard Petty wasn't going to work with them. Now, all in all, I think this will be a move up the grid for Bubba Wallace being in essentially a 5th Gibbs car. Problem's going to be exactly what I just said, a 5th Gibbs car. Because with the fact that Denny Hamlin owns this, unless he goes to a 2nd car at Hamlin Jordan Motorsports or whatever this team is called, unless that happens, they'll have to try and make it pretty obvious, or at the very least they don't want Bubba Wallace to immediately become the lead car of the 5, because then it could very easily end up being, well, that's now just another Joe Gibbs car, and they work around the rules to really get a 5th Gibbs car on the grid, which really, I mean, that's kind of been the way it's worked with the alliances for the last few years, except for the fact that we haven't seen a driver involved with the team. We've seen Barney Visser, we've seen Bob Levine, involved, but we haven't seen a direct Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Cup Series. We haven't seen a Denny Hamlin Motorsports up in the Cup Series until now. So I feel like there will have to be a performance gap, and I would probably expect it to be around, not necessarily the cap, but I would expect the equipment level to be maybe around to slightly better than Eric Jones' 2017 season. I think he'll be in position to get some wins, assuming the driver can elevate the equipment a little bit. But I think on average, if you put, say, I think it's going to be a lot about the driver in that case. I think it'll be a car that, for the most part, will run like 10th to 16th on most given weekends, and occasionally will break higher and occasionally will fall lower with wrecks and whatnot, or just bad runs. But I think that'll probably be the range you'll see Bubba Wallace in points. I would say somewhere in the 10th to 16th range. But I think he'll have a few very good shots to win races. I think he'll probably be a pretty potent threat at the Brickyard next year. Then you've got the you got to worry about him as well. You got to think Bristol would be a pretty solid spot for him. A few of the other big tracks, like maybe he could be a threat at a Pocono. You gotta wonder, maybe the Daytona 500, because Toyota's been kind of hit or miss there in their own right. So, but yeah, I think Bubba Wallace will be a good driver there. I don't know if he'll be a threat for the championship, at least not in year one, because a lot of what I'm saying are my year one predictions. Now, I think over time, as Hamlin Jordan Motorsports continues to move up the ranks and continues to kind of establish themselves as a team, I think they will slowly climb the grid to like 8th to 10th. I think they'll start to move and just kind of inch their way up the grid till they're up with the other Joe Gibbs cars. But I think it'll be a slower rate of progression. But all in all, I think it will be a solid 4, 5, 6, 7 positions even. Better than the Richard Petty car is now. So that would be most of what my predictions for this next year would be. I guess my prediction would be, I think he'll be in contention for wins. I don't know about if I would predict a win. I'd say probably a handful of top 10, or top, I'd say it has to be double-digit top 10s. And I would say even potentially a threat for double-digit top 5s in that equipment. Just because I think Bubba Wallace right now, at least from what we've seen, is very good at elevating equipment. But I think this will also be a very big, almost trial by fire test to really prove, is Bubba Wallace the real deal, or is he overhyped? Because I've seen a lot of people saying he's overhyped. And I think to an extent, I mean, I don't see there's any way that Bubba Wallace can live up to some of the hype he's kind of been put up to. But then again, I could be surprised there. But I don't think he's a complete bust like some people either say he is or want to believe he is for some kind of racial stuff. I mean, yes, he's gotten a lot of promotion this year, especially with everything that's gone on. But I think his driving talent is also backing up a lot of the support he has gotten. I mean, to say that he isn't earning the sponsorship that he's gotten, like DoorDash, like Cash App, is, to be honest, quite ridiculous, because I think, to be honest, his driving talent probably should have landed some more sponsors sooner, but it wasn't until kind of the social media influence as well started to really pick up that he started to get some of the attention that he rightly, I think, deserves for his driving talent. But yeah, so I would say give him 2 to 3 years in that Hamlin Jordan Motorsports car, and I think we'll see whether Bubba Wallace is a true championship contender down the road, or if he's really just kind of a 10th to 20th place driver, really, that happens to be getting more out of his equipment because that Richard Petty Motorsports car really isn't that great. So yeah, so that would be probably in the end, just kind of wrapping up. I think a lot of this next, because I think the big thing is I haven't seen, but I would guess that this is it. This might be a 1 year deal with with an option to extend, but I would find it very surprising if there isn't, if it's just a 1 year deal and then next year he looks to go somewhere else. I think that'd be a very immediate change, unless this car absolutely flops, like kind of like what Gaunt Brothers Racing for Daniel Suarez has been. Now I don't think many people expected as much out of them as they did. As they did with as they will be with Hamlin Jordan Motorsports, but I would highly expect to see Bubba Wallace in that car for 2 to 3 seasons. And then I would say, then let's look back and see, was it a good move? Was it a bad move? But for right now, I would say definitely a swing in the right direction for Bubba Wallace. It gets Denny Hamlin's foot in the door as a team owner, which he's kind of talked in recent months about really wanting to do. And of course, Michael Jordan coming in and helping with this certainly will give the team some longevity that I was kind of doubting until we heard about the Michael Jordan stuff. I kind of knew that it was likely that he would be involved, but I wasn't entirely sure because of the fact that his spokespeople had kind of gone out and flat out denied the rumors about Michael Jordan being involved in it. So I was not entirely sure. So I think that'll help them survive if Bubba does decide that Hamlin Jordan is not a good spot for him after a year or two. But in the end, that's really what I would expect, is give him 2 to 3 years. We'll see. Maybe we'll look back on this video and we'll say, yep, that was a complete flop. Or maybe we'll be like, yep, that's what got Bubba Wallace to become the 2024 champion. Or at least a championship contender in that year. But as I've said, I think it'll be a few years until he climbs that ladder, just because a brand new team, it'll take time. But all in all, that's pretty much everything I had for this video. As I said, I'll do a more in-depth video later in the week about the Texas All-Star Race stuff, because I think the COTA announcement should be coming pretty soon. So other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys never miss an episode. And other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the Cyber Cup Series race later tonight. If you guys are watching this the day it comes out, that'll be in a few hours, so hopefully you guys will be looking forward to that, and I will see you guys over there in that live stream, or in the next video if you guys are watching this after release. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!